today. I'm also playing along with May I Scraplift You all month long. So for May 16th, the person that was suggested to Scraplift was Tara, who is Kryptonite72. There you go, Kryptonite_72 on Instagram. That's the layout that I chose of hers to go ahead and Scraplift. And the Freaky Fast formula that we're using from the Scraproom, we is me and Jacqie and Mel, if she's playing along. Hello, ladies. And so the formula that we are going to cut our papers to this week is we need a 3 by 10 inch chunk of paper, a 2 by 10 inch chunk of paper, a 2.5 inch by 10 inch chunk of paper, and then we're going to cut 2 pieces that are 4 by 9. So I went through my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit and pulled out a bunch of these papers. I put all of these papers in to be more backgrounds than anything else, but I actually kind of like how they all look together. They're all crepe papers from one of those big paper packs that Michaels sometimes does, where it's just, I think, just a mishmash of different collections from American craft companies. And so they put this together, and it's one of those hot buy pads. It's several years old, and so I can't remember if it's just one collection or if it's multiple collections, but all kind of boy styled collections from crepe papers. So I had pulled all of these ones out because they have a lot of distressing on them, and they're all kind of grungy and off-white and stuff, and so I thought they fit the theme really well for this month and would make really good backgrounds. But I think they also have just kind of nice muted patterns, nothing too crazy bold. They all look really good together. And that is one thing about Tara's layout, is that the colors are all really nice and subtle. And so I thought this would actually work really well. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those out. And my cuts are obviously a lot bigger than what Tara has. So I'm just going to take the general design, but work within the pieces that I have to work with. So I'm going to do my more narrow strips that are all 10 inches with those pattern papers that you see to the side. And then with this green paper, it's green with blue stars. I really love that paper, actually. That's what I'm going to cut both of my 4 by 9 pieces with. And because the way Tara puts her photo, it covers up one of the strips, I thought that what I could do is go ahead and kind of have one strip going vertically like this, and then I'm going to flip the other strip right like this. Yeah. And so a little bit more of that pattern will stay showing because my picture is covering up a lot of that vertical strip. And I'm using a larger picture than Tara did as well, so I figured that kind of balances it and compensates for the fact that I'm covering up quite a bit of that strip. So I paused my video there to go ahead and hand stitch a border on all of those pieces. I just used some embroidery floss and I poked my holes and hand stitched them. And so now I can stick them all down. So you can see here that mine do take up a lot more space than in the original layout, but I think that's totally fine. I love all the patterns, and I still think like they're not so busy that they clash or interfere with each other. So I feel like it still reads as kind of muted, if that makes sense. I also chose a pattern paper for my background instead of a plain white paper because these are all more off-white and kind of dirty and grungy, and I didn't really have a plain cardstock paper that I felt matched really well, so I just picked one of the other papers that I had pulled out of the same paper pad, and I figured most of it would be covered up, and I kind of like that there's just those little kind of top and bottom borders, and there's still a little bit of grunginess that I was able to preserve on that background paper too, in the top right hand corner and that bottom left hand corner where it kind of looks like the stains from tape that had been pulled off. So yeah, I like the background, and I feel like it kind of creates a bit of a border for me. So I definitely didn't feel compelled to have to do my own sketchy border around this layout, which I don't know why, but I just feel like I need to do that whenever I have too much white space on my layouts. So once I have all of my strips put down, that was pretty simple. I kind of pulled the ruler out and measured, but they aren't exact, and I'm okay with that because obviously that green paper is an inch shorter than the other two pieces. So I just kind of lined it up as best I could, but I think by not measuring perfectly, it tricks the eye a little bit. So I was kind of hoping that I would be able to pull that off, and I don't think it stands out too much. So once I got all of those down, then it was just a matter of trying to pick my large title because she has that bright black seriously title, and so I wanted something that kind of matched that intensity. So I pulled out all of my Cocoa Vanilla ephemera packs that I have, stickers and chipboard and all of that I also have in my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit this for this month, and decided to go with that piece of chipboard that says awesome. So that worked really good. It's a nice and big and bold. And now I'm just looking for some circles. It looks like Tara has flair that she's kind of put in a few places. And so I was kind of looking for the circles to match that. I didn't really have flair specifically that I thought would work well or that I could use. I probably could have dug some flair out if I really wanted to, but I knew that there were lots of circle options in the different ephemera packs. Those are from the No Limits collection, the Legendary collection, and Boys Rule collection. So all of the colors, as you can see, are roughly the same, and so I just kind of have everything together. It's in its individual packaging still, but I kind of pull them out and use them all together. So I found a bunch of circles. I did find one flare from the Boys Rule collection that I thought would work. So I've popped that right above the title that says awesome. And now I'm trying to build that little cluster that Tara has kind of down in that right bottom corner. So I've pulled out one of the cards, little journaling cards that I really like that blue. I feel like it's nice and intense. And in my picture, Fox is holding some birthday balloons. This was a picture from his 11th birthday. So he's holding some birthday balloons, and one of them is a dark blue. And so I really wanted to bring a little bit of that in. There is some of that color in with the stars. And so now I've got it in that circle I just put down there, and in my little journaling square, my little journaling label, whatever you want to call it, down in that bottom right hand side. And so I need to get a little bit more red over to the right hand side as well. So that's what I'm going to do with this sticker. I thought maybe my circle punch would be able to cut that out, but it was just a little bit bigger than the 1 inch of my circle punch. So I eyeballed it and cut it out. And so I've got a little bit of red over there. I'm just trying to balance the reds and you know, blues and all of the colors. And then the main circle was some ephemera pieces from, I think that one was from the No Limits collection. Then I also did pull out these super fun kind of enamel dot pearl jewel things that came in a Close to My Heart collection, the Skater Boy collection that I've also been using from my kit. And I thought that the colors matched perfectly. They're blue and they're green, and Tara uses enamel dots, so I thought this worked really well in place of those enamel dots. So that's what I've gone and put into each of my clusters too. And then from the Legendary sticker sheet, I decided to go ahead and add a couple of the little words that they have there. In Tara's layout, she has a paper clip kind of up in that right hand corner, and I didn't really have a paper clip that I thought would look good. So my little touch that I added just to make mine unique is the little words, and I think that just brought a little bit of black writing into it, and Yeah, I think this turned out so great. I did also add a red sequin into my little kind of clusters of enamel dots. And then I'm going to finish everything off with a little bit of gold spray mist. The balloons in the back of where Fox is standing are gold. So I thought I could bring in just a little bit of that gold and kind of go with the grunge thing too and messy things up a little bit with some splatter. And that's it. That is my layout. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. The playlist is down below for May I Scraplift You, so you can go and follow along with that. And Jacqie's link is also down below, so you can see what she created with this week's Freaky Fast formula. And until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.
Bye. Thanks to me. What about the channel?